I'm seeing some stupid Kenyans celebrating the fact that the richest man in Africa, Dangote, is going to build his mega oil refinery in Kenya, not Tanzania. And they are happy about this. And the reason I'm calling them stupid, and I'm calling us stupid, because how stupid are we to accept this narrative, to accept this reality, to make this thing to be a thing for Kenya, while since 1994, so 30 years now, everybody has ganged up to tell Kenyans we cannot refine our oil. We should privatize it. Only now for a rich man, not even a Kenyan, to come here and now start to dictate one of the most valuable natural resource and something that determines the fate of a nation. So Kenyans, let us now come together and gang up as Kenyans as we go through 1994 to 2026 to see how this has been stolen from us, who stole it, and what we can do. I mean, what is this now? So it starts, of course, with the biggest ones, the thieves of Africa's sovereignty. IMF World Bank in 1994 forces the Kenya Petroleum Refinery Limited, the Kenya refineries, to eat evil, to stop the white oil project. In here, since independence, Kenya had been having the refinery in Mombasa, Changamwe. Its work was to get crude, raw crude, now crude oil, refine it so that you get your diesel, your petrol, your liquefied whatever gas, petroleum, whatever gas, like now gas, and then bitumen. All the things, even kerosene and jet fuel. That was the work. And then the oil marketing companies, now the Shells, the BPs, whatever you see in your petrol stations, picked that processed oil and now distributed, sold it, marketed it. So Kenya Refineries Limited was not a consumer of it, was a producer. It took the raw format, gave us a finished product. It was an employer. That's a blackout. The irony. I'm not going to stop this video. It was an employer. Do I have light? I don't care. It was an employer. It had everything. It had jobs, the technical skills. We had been doing this. But the World Bank says they need to liberalize the market. Open it up. So Moi is forced to do that. And in doing that, now remember Kenya Refineries was owned by 50% Kenyan government, but because it had been set during colonial times, there was a 50% backdoor, the loophole that we say is what every colonialist did. They always do this. So this loophole was BP, Shell, Chevron, which later became Caltex. Munakumuka Caltex, they owned the other 50% so that people could share shares. So it's what the exact thing that happened with Uchumi. You are also a supplier, but you're also a marketer. Like you have conflict of interest. But this was okay until that time, the lobby and the World Bank allowing them to open. Then they're like, we are no longer going to get our oil from Kenya, from the refinery in Changamwe. Instead, we'll refine it in other countries which are cheaper, better, so that we make more money. So they started bringing completely refined oil products in Kenya, petroleum products in Kenya. These foreign companies. Sure, you have shares here, but yes, they are foreign. And so, once that happens, as one of them, people start fighting. Because now, if you don't, so they also start now what you call backroom deals and blackmail of the Kenyan people. Like, if you refuse us to do what we want to do, these are people who are selling to Kenyans, then we will not, they refuse to invest. First, they actually refuse to reinvest in it, so that now the machinery and everything is getting old and old. It's deliberate sabotage. But more so, then they started withdrawing totally and fully. And there was nothing they could do. So Kibaki now is president. Remember, 94, 2003. So now the fights begin. And so Kibaki, later they just ran away now under Kibaki. So that now Kibaki is forced now to look at somebody to get this 50% shareholding. Because he needs the money to be able to come in and reinvest in the equipment. Oil and equipment go hand in hand. You see the way Trump was unable to conquer Venezuela because of the refining. These things must be updated. But the same way they did, these foreign people, The same way they did with sugar, the sugar belt. You just somehow, by the time you are now getting structural adjustment, everything has fallen down. There is nothing left. So even that the World Bank has a case study to say there is no equipment, it's outdated, it's too expensive. You can now see sabotage of everything that was for Kenyans was done by the insiders. It is always the insiders. Follow the money, Kenyans. Follow the money. So they take the oil, they take their shares. So Kibaki now has to shop around for shares. So he goes to Libya, tries to get a deal there, something in India, gets ESA, wanakuja hapa, they kind of agree. But now, ESA also starts its backroom. So the same way, we know entrepreneurship, how it works, right? You kind of structure a deal, but it's not complete. Because Kenya was desperate, they were also not able to do the proper background check. We have been so diminished. We have been told we cannot run, we are unproductive, we lack capacity and competence. We lack, these people, and yet they are the ones who want to sell their oil here. It's like they wanakurog. I don't know how to put it. The way they put drugs that create a haze in your head. Have you ever been captured by something? They hypnotize you with all this information, all this data. And everybody is whispering the same thing or shouting. The foreign companies are saying, incompetence. And when you look at the records, they are. But it is internal sabotage. In other words, these people have just basically gaslit the Kenyan people into believing we are incapable. And this did not start with structural adjustment or Kibaki or whatever. It started at colonial times. Because that is how they made us be inferior. So when that happens, a company comes that is not competent enough, doesn't have the money. So they start now buying and raising more money from the people who had initially ran away. The Shell, the BP, the Chevron. Fuckers. The same fathers. Not fathers. They are not worthy of fatherhood. Fuckers. So these fuckers, as now they are working together, the deal falls through because time is running and things are now dilapidated. So by the time now Uhuru comes, some people say Uhuru killed refineries. No, it was already gone. It had not been processing. So this is September 2013, surely. That is what I'm saying. Some of these problems we have put on Uhuru and Ruto, they didn't have a choice. But also because of that, being unable to think, you are still referring. How can you refer to your problems from the person who caused the problems, who caused you to cause the problem, and they are the ones coming to suggest that? That is all we need to decolonize as Kenyans, as Africans. Anyway, so it dies. Then Kenya pipeline. So Kenya cannot now no longer have strategic oil reserves. We don't have a tuna. Sisi tuko kama pipeline. Because now even the Kenya pipeline is the one managing this. And so it becomes a problem. Because you can't store, we can't refine, we can't do anything. Nikuuza too. And these people are now making as much money as they can. The prices now start going up again. Because initially when they were competing with Kenya refineries, the prices were managed. The prices are not so high. Yet World Bank was saying, open the market, liberalize it so that prices come lower. Deliberately, we now know what they do. They first make, that is what they, look at every avocado farmer, every macadamia, every mango. The moment they force you to overproduce, the prices are good. But the moment market imefika, everything drops. So here the prices were low. The moment Kenya pipeline and refinery is brought down, prices shoot. And that is the situation of Kenyans today. And then we are here complaining, Kenya pipeline, Kenya pipeline. It was the last of all. Everything else had gone. And then now, suddenly you have a savior, Dangote. And then Kenyans are celebrating this. If anybody is going to refine, one of the most crucial things, you have seen now nations going to war because of oil. Then why should a private citizen now come and say they can refine it? Kenyans can. And Kenyans should. Dangote should not come to Kenya and force Kenyans to use his private refinery. Even if they say it will be marginally cheaper. Of course it will be, because these people are now making a killing. It will definitely be cheaper. But it will not be if Kenyans own it. How can an entire nation depend on the person? We talked about benevolence, philanthrobenevolence. This is how they do. You insert a net bird so that now when you start to come here playing savior, people embrace you. Thank you, Sonko, for this lesson. We have learned the hard way. Dangote is the same. He is a private player, not even a Kenyan. Even if you were a Kenyan, it would be the same. Coming to sell us oil. Kenyans, if we can buy the oil at this price,
we can build our refinery and process crude oil.